everyone, and welcome back to another powerful episode of Beyond Borders, the space where stories inspire, hearts connect, and hope is restored. We are so excited that you're here with us. Whether you're tuning in live or watching the replay, you're part of this global movement of dreamers, doers, and destiny shapers. Today's episode is going to bless you big time. We're diving into a story of strength, bold faith, and total transformation. Our guest is a courageous single mom, a woman who turned her pain into power, her routine into freedom, and her story into impact. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching us from. And don't forget to like and comment and definitely share this episode with someone who you want to inspire, especially if you know a single mom out there, share this with them. All right. Someone out there needs to hear this story today. So our theme for today is rooted in strength, a single mom's bold leap to freedom. So get ready to be inspired.
Yes, get ready to be inspired. But before we begin, as always, let's pause to reflect on what we're grateful for today. Because gratitude grounds us and reminds us of all the blessings, even in the busy seasons. I'm starting first. So I'm grateful for the grace of healing and new chapters. Every time I meet another brave woman, like our guest today, I remember how God restores what we thought was lost.
Yes, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to witness stories that remind us of hope, purpose, and God's perfect plan in the mess and in the miracle.
And today, I am so grateful for the strength that comes from within, the kind we don't always see, but that carries us through the hardest seasons.
Yes, and now I'm going to introduce our guest for today. It's Coach Uju. She's a pharmacist by profession, a devoted single mom of two amazing boys, a Nigerian queen living in the UK. After years of working long shifts and commuting hours as a travel pharmacist, she said enough is enough and chose to rewrite her story. She started her digital business over 4 years ago, and today she has the freedom to travel, to be present for her sons, and live life on her own terms. Uju, we are so grateful to have you here with us. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself. Share something you're grateful for, and of course, tell us your why. What moved you to start your business?
Hi everyone. Hi viewers. Hi ladies.
Hello
Hi, you too. Welcome.
Uju.
and welcome.
I'm honored to join you this evening from the UK, and I'm happy to be present here. And hopefully, my story would inspire one or two people. That will be the goal. So, I'm Oju by name. I live in the northern part of England. I'm originally a Nigerian. So, an overseas pharmacist from Nigeria that I came about 15 years ago to the UK. So, I did the recommended courses and then I started practicing in the UK as a UK pharmacist in 2012. So, I got married and started having my children here. And like every other immigrant, I started having childcare issues because of lack of extended family around. So those early days were quite a story to be told on another day. So that was when I started looking, seriously about an exit plan because it was as if I was working to pay childminders. Childcare, child minding, babysitting was what was keeping me awake at night every day. I could not do anything without thinking about childcare. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't plan my life without thinking about childcare. So I thought to myself and said, this is not the vision I had for my family. I can't just leave these young ones, up to, people to care for, and I'll just I won't be happy. Even though the child minders are qualified, I'll be at peace at work that my children are in good care, but I won't still be happy that I'm spending just 3 to 4 hours with these ones. I just said this is not what I'll be doing until these kids are 18. So, of course, I knew about the importance of multiple streams of income. I had already started investing in my country. In fact, the money that I used to do my postgraduate studies here were my savings from my country. So I knew that. But when you relocate to a new country, you start adapting, you start thinking about other things that weren't challenging, that weren't issues in your country, like naturalization. You need to naturalize. That was something you never had to think of in your own country because you were born privileged with all those rights. But when you relocate, you have to start thinking of, naturalizing and learning the culture, and also upgrading your degrees. So it was as if these just came to the forefront. But when I started having children and these childcare issues, started coming up, then I had to go back and dig up my passion and my quest for another stream of income. And I started working hard to see how I could make that happen as quickly as possible. I needed an exit plan as a matter of urgency. So that is a little bit about me, and that was my big why to start looking for something to work from home. It was family, it was children, it was the challenging childcare issues, it was the challenges immigrants face, it was the challenges that young parents face, and it was the challenges that young moms face. Thank you.
So, what's one thing that you're grateful for right now?
Oh, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful that my mom is here present with us. She'll be 80 next month.
Wow, such a blessing.
So, so I'm grateful for all the showers of blessings in her life and in our lives too. I'm grateful for my business. I thank God every day that I have this business. I'm grateful for being a pharmacist because I mean, if I wasn't a pharmacist, how would I even, survive up to the extent of seeing this business? Because there was a life before this business. I'm 5 years in this business. Well, I will be 5 years in August. I'm almost there. So prior to the 5 years, my pharmacy career was sustaining me in a very, good way. So I'm grateful for that as well. I'm grateful for good health. I'm grateful for the flexibility this business gives me to work on my health and to work on my emotional being, to work on my relationships with my friends, with my family. I'm grateful for being happy. I'm grateful for peace. I'm grateful for life in general. I'm grateful for you ladies being my business partners. If not for this business, we wouldn't have met, isn't it?
That's true.
So, so I'm grateful for the joy that life brings, and this business is high up there.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, so I am gonna hop right into today's interview questions. So you have worn many hats: pharmacist, mom, provider, and now you're a digital entrepreneur. What what was that turning point when you said, I need to do something different?
Okay. So I delved a little bit into that in my introduction,
Mhm.
but one thing I didn't stress was um, even while I was still in my country, I was already heavily researching about multiple streams of income because that is my family background. My parents invested early, and that really made things easier for us, for all of us in the family, later on. So as young parents, they really brought out, they sacrificed those early beginnings not to leave, you know um not to finish their salaries. So, me being the last born, by the time I was born and, I was in high school, I was already reaping the benefits of their early investments. So I already had that mindset, and being the last as well, I learned from my older siblings. We are five. So I had already seen how how they built their careers. So immediately I finished university, I started thinking of, which investment to go into, which shares to buy, which landed property to go into, like that. And yes, I know in some countries it's not really, because then I wasn't married. It's not really easy for a single girl to go and start buying land and so many things. And I know some people that were born, in Europe or in America, when they hear this, they'll be like, really? What? But yes, it's true. In some countries, as a young girl, single girl, nobody would even take you seriously when you're going to, look for landed property and you're going to ask men, is this land available? You're just asking for windows, but things are changing anyway. But, back then, um, I found shares to be safer. So I was already investing and growing, investing on self growth as well. Many of these books were books that I read then. In fact,
Yeah.
the bookseller, the bookseller, when I'm passing, you say, "Hello, this one is new. Come and take it."
They knew you well. They knew you well.
So, Rich Dad Poor Dad, all these books, I Think and Grow Rich. I read them like more than 2 decades ago, like 23 something years ago. So I was investing in self development. I loved all those self growth books. It was helping me, it was keeping me motivated. I found joy and I found hope. I found a lot of inspiration reading those books. So, but at that time, things were rosy for me. I had a very good job in a blue chip company, earning very well, investing very well as a single girl without much expenses. Then until I relocated, and the savings that I had just turned from 6 figures
Just
to
disappeared, right?
5 figures thanks to the exchange rates.
Yeah.
So I thank God I even had that to pursue my studies immediately,
Yeah.
because for some people that relocated, they had to wait ages to save up. But for me, it was easy. So, like I mentioned before, when you come abroad, you know, you have the pressure of other things might just push the quest for another stream of income to the back. It's not on purpose. It's just the way other problems spring up to the forefront. You forget your passion. You forget those things that will liberate you, that will give you that flexibility. So it was as if that was put in the back burner for a short while, for a short while. Then immediately the children started coming. It came to the front immediately. so so I now started looking quickly, that was when the shift happened. When I was still with my, children at home, before I started building my career. It
Yeah.
was so rosy. But now when I had to go out as early as 6 a.m. and come back 8 p.m., I said, what is this? These children are too tender for this kind of life, and I can't
Mhm.
continue like this. So that was when I started looking. I've tried so many things before this business. When some people, see you doing well, they don't know your story. It's not today that I started my self
It's the
development.
iceberg effect, right? They see the
Yes,
top
they
of the
just
ice, they don't
they,
see all the work that's
yeah, yeah.
underneath. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Been decades of self growth.
Mhm.
And apart from that, it's been like failed in I won't call them failed investments, even though I lost money, but I gained experience
Yeah.
and I learned from it. And it's all those experiences that I learned that made me flourish here, that made me appreciate this, that made me put my 110% into this. So that shift was actually when my children started, came into being, when God blessed
Okay.
me with children. Yeah.
Yes, kids, they make us change everything sometimes, our entire lives.
Yes, and I'm loving the phase. I love every phase of my life because you can't have it back. So
Yes,
the best thing is to enjoy it. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes, so great. So, Uju, I have another question for you. I know
Yeah.
you're passionate about traveling and spending quality time with your boys, and
Yeah.
you already told that. But how has this journey shifted the way you show up as a mom?
It has blessed me so much. I can't overemphasize, even if I start talking about it from today, you know, there is no amount of talking that will equate the blessings this business has given me and how it has helped me show up. The whole aim was for me to have that flexibility to work from home. And in 2 years, it happened. I didn't need to practice anymore. It's been 3 years now that my business has replaced my salary. I have time for their homework. There was a time when I was relying on childminder. The childminder, called me and said that, I'm sorry, I can't continue taking your children to football. Another time it was, sorry, I can't continue taking your children to swimming. Because these childminders, they have other children to care for, they have their own children to care for. So at some point, they might not just be available for those um, out of school activities that are also very important for children
For the
to
children?
learn soft skills. So with this, it was now me that was suggesting to my children, do you want golf? Do you want athletics? Do you want swimming? Let's go there. You
So turn around. You don't have to worry about
Yes,
anything.
yes, let's go there because I'm available. Mommy will just, hop on the car and we go. So it has given me that flex. It has given me peace of mind. do
Yeah.
you
True.
do you know that is even, another challenge on its own?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
stress of thinking, how do I go about it?
Mhm.
Where do I find someone to take care of my children? Oh, I hope they are good people. Oh, I hope I don't hear stories.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is one, you
The
know,
worry, the
uh,
added worry, eh?
emotional disturbance on its own. You know,
Yes, indeed.
I know, I know some few times that the pharmacy, because if you don't show up, the pharmacy won't open. That the pharmacy wasn't open because the childminder disappointed me, and I was just in front of my house thinking of what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
So it's a challenging time, but this business has really blessed me with that flexibility. the way I show up is marvelous now. You know, I'm the AV of all moms in the block. So when they're talking, and I'll be like, so why? Like I met with some friends not too long ago, and we were all talking about the issues that plague women of a certain age, of our age, and lack of sleep came into the topic, and
Yeah.
I was like, so if you're awake at night, why don't you just take a nap the next day? They said, you think it's everybody that stays at home like you? Okay, okay, sorry. No. Every day is the same for me. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they are all the same. So yeah,
Yes, that time freedom,
I
that
agree with that.
flexibility, setting your own schedule, right?
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
we're craving. Well,
So thank you.
so Uju, I have another question for you. You've supported so many women now through mentorship. What has been the most rewarding part of helping others build their own brave path?
Okay. So yeah, people come in with different things really. For some people they want to build a retirement income. For some people they just want to start expanding their knowledge about the digital space. For some others, they want money. So, in whatever situation and whatever the reason is, that made you find this business and I help you achieve it, you know, I'm very happy. So, it's not um, um, a one shoe size that fits everybody. I'm happy to put that smile on the face of that individual according to their own needs. So we all have specific needs, and for each one that is actualized, I'm happy. And another thing is that someone might come in with maybe a reason of they want this business to be something that would help keep them busy after retirement, like keep their brain active so that they don't
Yeah.
start being forgetful. And then along the line, you know, money starts exploding. So as an added, they know, of course, they knew money would come, but when it starts getting to four figures, five figures, they're they're over the moon. It's so unexpected
A
because
joy.
We know that feeling. We know that feeling.
business, thinking that they'll be making $500 extra a month,
Yeah.
and then it jumps up to four figures, five figures. You know, their expectation has been matched and superseded. So I like seeing that as well. So people coming with different things, ladies coming with different things. I'm happy when they achieve those initial, quests, and I'm also happy when because there's a lot to benefit from this business. It's an all-in-one platform that gives you so many benefits: education, money, um, friends, networking, and just connecting with like minded people, community support. When we talk about like minded, it's not just connecting with people, are everywhere. But is it everybody that you're going to flow with? Is it everybody that is your tribe? That is what we mean by like minded people. There are lots of benefits here. So people come in with like one or two, and when they come in, it's a dish, a cuisine full of so many flavors. So I'm happy for those. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, definitely. It's a wonderful community to be in.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. That's the main thing for me too. I'm so happy to be in this community and I'm learning so much.
Mhm.
from the platform and from others as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you learn a lot from people, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For sure. So we know that, many single moms tend to feel like they don't have time or they don't have energy to dream again. So what would you say to them? Like, especially the ones who are feeling stuck or those who are afraid to begin. They might be looking at us, they might be thinking, okay, I would love to get into this business, but I'm so, skeptical,
Scared.
scared,
Yeah.
whatever it might be. What would you say to them right now?
So I will say, don't let your situation define you. So I know being a single parent, whether single mom, single dad, it has its challenges. But the truth is that even some people that are not single parents are also undergoing challenges as well that are similar to single parents. So what I would say is, whatever situation you find yourself, do not let it define you. I never, looked at myself like this, single parent. Oh, you know, who will who will help you, who will assist you. No, I just saw this as, these are the things I have to take care of. You know, I never let that situation be my denominator or be
Be
something
like
that,
a be like a victim, right? Like
yeah,
more like,
yeah,
yeah.
victim mindset, or start making it seem that it's going to block my progress.
Yeah.
So, or maybe announcing to the whole world that I'm vulnerable. See me, I'm vulnerable. No. So yeah. So don't we all have challenges? Some are worse than others. Some are more serious than others. But who are we to even say, whose challenge is worse than the others? Because you might be looking at someone and saying she has it better. How do you know? You don't know her strengths. You don't know her limits, her pain tolerance. Someone can have a tolerance of 3, another person can have a tolerance of 10. They don't manage issues the same way. So my advice is, whatever, whatever the situation is, overcome it. There is no time in this life that you'll be free of challenges. That is one assurance, unfortunately, in this life that we live. There will be challenges, they will keep coming. It's unending. It's how you manage them that makes the difference. And that is why it's good to develop yourself, because you never know when that strike comes, boom. So
True.
if you're not built up, when it lands, it's going to shake you in the most unexpected manner. So
Mhm.
run away from victim mindset, run away from procrastination, be inspired by people that have walked similar paths and have come out through the other end in one piece. Be inspired. There are stories everywhere of people that have passed through anything that you want to do. Trust me, there are so many people in this world, and internet has made it a global village that there is no story that you're looking for that you won't find, inspiration for. So that is my advice. Don't see yourself as a victim. See yourself as a conqueror, because maybe some other person might not have survived that challenge that you survived. So congratulate yourself on that you've passed through that challenge and you're still alive, you're still breathing. That is something to be proud of yourself for. So yeah, you wake up every day, you're in good health, you see the sky looks lovely, it's sunny, give thanks, practice gratitude. The more you practice gratitude and you're grateful for the good things that you have, the more doors open for you, and the less you remember all those things that make you unhappy. So, that is my advice. Do not see yourself as a victim for any challenge. I know it's tough, and tougher for some other people, but with God's grace, we will always conquer.
Yeah, so,
Amazing.
like, mindset is everything, right?
Yeah,
So don't let your current situation hold you back. If you're seeing us and you want to get started, go for it, right?
yeah.
That's the lesson. Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Coach Uju, thank you for being so open and real with us today.
Thank you.
Your story will stay with us, I think, for a long time. And I think, yes, you're not just building a business, you're building a legacy, and we honor that. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, to our audience, if you
Yes.
feel that tug in your heart, don't ignore it. Maybe your story is just beginning to. Maybe this is your moment to leap. So join us for a free webinar to learn how this business works and how it can work for you. Visit any of the websites you see on the screen and take that first brave step. You are not alone.
Absolutely not. Well said. Coach Uju, thank you for being here with us again today. We really
Yes.
appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
from the UK. I know it's so late, so thank you for your time for sure. As usual, guys, we want to leave you with our quote of the week. And it says, she stood in the storm, and when the wind did not blow her way, she adjusted her sails. And that's a quote by Elizabeth Edwards. So stay rooted in your strength, friends. The freedom you seek is possible, and it starts with faith. So we're going to see you again on the next episode of Beyond Borders. Bye,
Thank you
guys.
for
Thanks,
coming.
guys.